So it seems like Xbox has been doing a little bit of a public relations tour recently. Obviously the Microsoft Xbox Asus ROG Ally X Supreme Ultimate Handheld Edition came out very recently. The name that just rolls right off the tongue. I don't even remember the combination of words and the order of words that they're supposed to go into. But Sarah Bond has been doing some interviews recently. We talked about the one with Variety. We talked about the one with Mashable. Both interviews were focused primarily on the Xbox ROG Ally, but they did talk a little bit about the next generation of consoles. And that's something that a lot of people are now wondering about. What is Microsoft and Xbox's next move? Because it definitely seems like things are a-changing. Well, this recent interview was not done with Sarah Bond. This was not done with Phil Spencer. Has anyone seen Phil Spencer? Do we need to put him on the side of a milk carton? Do they still do that for missing people? I don't buy milk cartons. I buy jugs or like the little plastic thing. So there's no strange child staring at me. But I feel like we need to put Phil Spencer on the side of a milk carton because that dude ain't been seen for a while. This interview was done with Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, not just Xbox, not Windows, not any other Microsoft related property. This man oversees everything going on with Xbox and Microsoft as a company. And I feel like Satya Nadella has definitely gotten more hands-on recently, probably around the Activision Blizzard merger when it comes to the Xbox brand. We, of course, talked recently about Amy Hood, who is Satya Nadella's right-hand person when it comes to Microsoft, wanting 30% profit margins across everything Xbox-related. So that probably was a decision done by Satya Nadella. Well, Nadella talked about the upcoming Xbox projects and sort of the vision of Xbox now, and boy, oh boy, are there some interesting quotes that I definitely want to go over in this interview. So if this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Without any further ado, let's just hop straight into it. So quote number one: remember, the biggest gaming business is the Windows business. To us, gaming on Windows, and of course Steam, has built a massive marketplace on top of it and done a very successful job. So to us, the way we are thinking about gaming is, first of all, we're now the largest publisher after acquiring Activision Blizzard. So therefore, we want to be a fantastic publisher, similar in approach to what we did with Office. We're going to be everywhere on every platform. So we want to make sure, whether it's consoles, whether it's PC, whether it's mobile, whether it's cloud gaming or the TV, we just want to make sure the game is enjoyed by gamers everywhere. Oh boy. So first off, I have to push back just a smidge, Mr. Nadella. Windows gaming is not the move here. When nobody's talking about Windows gaming. If you want to talk about Steam, then yes, Steam is one of the largest market. It probably is the largest marketplace that is available on PC, but you don't own Steam. You have nothing to do with Steam. You are trying to integrate Steam into the next Xbox. Steam is not a product of Windows gaming success or Windows being the premier place of gaming. Steam is the reason why Windows is used for gaming. If Steam did not exist, people would not be, using Windows gaming for much of anything. So I feel like that's a very strange thing to say, and almost feels a little bit disconnected from the reality of the situation, because the reality of the situation is Steam makes Windows gaming successful. Windows gaming does not make Steam successful. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's kind of a bizarre thing to say. Of course, we want to be similar in approach to what we did with Office. We want to be everywhere on every platform, games on every platform. Okay. Like, I kind of get that. I kind of get that. But you also do have a bit of a monopoly on standard operating systems that has been instilled onto PC gaming for a very, very long time. This predates how Xbox was ever a thing. Like, Windows has come preloaded onto PCs for an extremely long time. And that just happened to be because you were in the right place at the right time with a lot of these things. So, I feel like it's a little bit different. I feel like a Windows operating system is kind of different than an Xbox. I feel like Steam is the reason why Windows can be considered successful in gaming, not Windows is successful and Steam played a small role in that, but that's fine. We want to innovate work on the system side, on the console, and on the PC. And it's kind of funny that people think about the console and PC as two different things. We built the console because we wanted to build a better PC, which could then perform for gaming. And so I kind of want to revisit some of that conventional wisdom. But at the end of the day, console has an experience that is unparalleled. It delivers performance that's unparalleled, that pushes, I think, the system forward. So I'm really looking forward to the next console, the next PC gaming. What the hell did you just say? What the hell did you, bro? Oh my God, there is so much I have to say about this. So it's weird that people think console and PC are two different things, even though they are distinctly two different things. If they weren't two different things, consoles wouldn't exist. There's a reason why consoles exist. PC gaming and console gaming, yes, they've intertwined somewhat, but realistically speaking, there's a reason that people enjoy consoles. There is a reason that people enjoy PCs. People enjoy consoles because you don't have to fidget around with a bunch of settings and operating systems and all these different storefronts and stuff like that. It's simple. You pop the disc in, it downloads the stuff onto the SSD, you play the game. You download the game digitally, boom, you start it up, you play the game. A PC is a much more customizable experience. A PC is a experience that is usually further beyond what a console does. So to say that it delivers performance that it's unparalleled, what are you talking about? Because the PC is where you get the 21:9 stuff and the higher refresh rates and stuff like that, if you have a expensive enough rig in order to do something like that. So they're not different, according to you. Console and PC are not different, but console has an experience that is unparalleled. It's unparalleled in comparison to what? PC? Like, I don't understand. I feel like I feel like he just is putting these two things together as if they've always been together, as if they've always done the same sort of thing, and they've always been, hand in hand. And it's like, no, there are differences between PC gaming and console gaming. There are reasons why consoles, why the PlayStation 5 has sold so well, why the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 are selling well. There's a reason that people are attracted to consoles. You can get into the whole, of course, exclusive thing, but you can also get into the ease of use factor that PC gaming kind of lacks to some degree. And then you got to worry about DRM and stuff like that. I don't know. It's very interesting to me. And you would think, okay, RGT. All right, that's got to be the craziest thing he said during this, right? That's got to be, really we're at two crazy things. Windows, the biggest gaming business is Windows business, even though that's completely contingent on Steam, because if Steam was not on Windows, nobody would give a shit about Windows gaming. The fact that, consoles and PCs are different, but they're not different. They're the same. But a console has an unparalleled experience, but I guess we're intermingling console and PC into the same thing because you really just sort of negated your original point. That has to be the craziest thing. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, whatever. Most importantly, the game business model has to be where we have to invent maybe some new interactive media as well. Because after all, gaming's competition is not other gaming. Gaming's competition is short form video. And so if we as an industry don't continue to innovate, both how we produce, what we produce, how we think about distribution, the economic model, right? The best way to innovate is to have good margins because that's the way you can fund. Gaming's competition is not gaming. It's not other gaming. Xbox's competition is not the PlayStation 5. It's not the Nintendo Switch 2. It's not Steam. It's not VR. It's short form video. Think about that for a second. Think about that statement for a second. We need to new interactive media. What the hell are you talking, bro? Short, and I know what you're gonna say. Well, didn't Reggie Fils-Aimé say something like this, where our competition isn't this, that, or the other. It's not these other companies. It's time, and so that's kind of what he's saying. Time, because people like to watch short form content during their time frame. I thought that was a stupid statement that Reggie said. Reggie was just a puppet at the end of the day, a true PR personality. Satya Nadella is top dog. Okay, Satya Nadella is the one calling the shots. Satya Nadella is not a PR firm for a Nintendo of Japan or Microsoft of Japan. He is the PR. He is the head honcho here. So I would think that he would have a little more common sense. But let's just take that. Interactive media, that's a whole nother different subject that we're not going to get in. You ever heard of the Kinect? You ever heard of the Wii? You ever heard of the PlayStation Move? That's what you want to do? Interactive media? You jackass. Gaming's competition is short form video. That is unequivocally false. Short form video, if you would have said at least movies or something, maybe I would give you a little bit more credit. Short form video is something that is consumed not in place of video games. I don't think that short form media is consumed in place of playing a video game. You know what short form media is consumed by? The people that are on their mobile devices all the time playing mobile games like Candy Crush and stuff like that. You're not going to buy a new Xbox system, a hybrid PC system. You're not going to buy the Xbox ROG Ally X in order to play Candy Crush. You're buying those systems to play video games that have, stories, games that have addictive gameplay. And the comparison between short form video and a full-fledged video game is insanity to me. Like that is just absolutely ridiculous to make that comparison, because I think they're two completely separate markets. That's like saying that, a Honda is the same market as a Mercedes-Benz. It's like, no, it's not. They are different markets for different types of people and different sort of things that they are looking for in a vehicle. You could buy a cheap vehicle to get from point A to point B, or you could buy a luxurious vehicle to get from point A to point B. Mobile games, aka Honda, tends to do better in terms of just pure profits and crap like that because it's more accessible. When you start to talk about, different systems and dedicated consoles, the Mercedes-Benz in this equation, then of course you are getting into a more, tighter ecosystem and stuff like that. But there's still enough space out there in the market for both types of consumers. You see what I'm saying? I don't think your competition is short form video. And then, of course, the best way to innovate is to have good margins. So you want to make money to innovate stuff, but your innovation is this hybrid PC, Xbox console that PCs and consoles are the same, but the console has an experience that is unparalleled. You're going to get all of the drawbacks that PC gamers don't like in a console, because it does have a console portion, and you're going to get all the drawbacks that console gamers don't like from PCs, because it's also a PC. It's going to have Windows bloat on it. It's going to have, of course, advertisements that pop up all the time, all sorts of crazy stuff. So you're getting really the best and the worst of both worlds, instead of just focusing on a specific thing, on focusing on a specific idea. And then you run into the issue of so many games require online stuff. And, if you're focused on a portable stuff, how are you going to do that? It's not like internet is just widely available anywhere you go. And, at least in the United States and stuff like that. And then you're going to get into the whole point of, do I want to play an epic story game on my cell phone? Do I want to get involved in some deep narrative on my cell phone with no buttons? Oh, I could buy a controller with buttons, but isn't your phone supposed to be used as like a phone? Like I get it. You can do other stuff with it, but it's just like, it goes back to the trying to be everything to everyone model. And to say that, the best way to innovate is to have good margins. Have you ever taken a PR course? Nobody gives a shit about your margins, dog. Gamers want experiences. Gamers want games. Gamers want hardware that resonates with them. PC gamers already have PCs. I am on a PC personal computer right now that is editing this video, that is recording this video. I have another one behind me. Like, I hope for the best. I hope for the best because I want there to be competition. But if you're competing against short form video, then maybe I don't want your competition. I want video game companies to compete against each other. That's how you draw innovation. That's how you create innovation. That's how you get to a point where things are great and there's competition and you're trying to do better than other people. You're never going to topple short form media. You're never going to topple short form video. You're never going to be bigger than TikTok by making video games because they're two separate things. Jesus Christ, man. This is it's going to be fun. And I think this system is coming out sooner rather than later. I think this system, I would not be surprised if it comes out holiday 2026. What the hell happens to the Xbox then? The Series X and the Series S? Like, what are you doing with that? Do you have a plan? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at this from the wrong perspective. And as usual, if you disagree with me, that's cool. Like, at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. This is just my thought process with it. But I don't like what I'm hearing. I just really don't. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this in the comments section down below. Do you think this is the move? Do you give Satya Nadella credit for stuff? I don't know what we're giving him credit for. But, he looks kind of like Adam Silver. I almost feel like Nadella and Silver are both like creatures from another planet. And like they're here to ruin video games and the NBA because Jesus Christ, what's going on with the NBA? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.